New problem gambling research claims to uncover troubling gambling patterns in Australia. Andrea Desopoulos and Bo Bernard are from the International Gaming Institute at the University of Nevada. It conducted the research for the Oakdean House Foundation in Sydney's West, and they join us from Sydney. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Andrea, I want to start with you. A great research, and you found some links back to childhood regarding problem gamblers. Take us through that.
Sure. We had an opportunity to talk to people about their first entry into gambling. And so a lot of people have these positive associations of gambling with their families, and it was really something that they learned at a very young age by seeing the adults in their families. So as it progressed and then gambling became a problem for them, it became more difficult, more isolating, because it was associated with those positive family relationships.
And Bo, down the track as these kids grow up into adults, how hard is it to break them out of the problem gambling habit if it all started back in childhood, according to this research?
Yeah, I think that addiction in general is difficult, and problem gambling is certainly no different. One of the encouraging things that we found were a number of different pathways out, however. We think about the ways in which healthcare and treatment has improved in so many different fields, from cancer to mental health. And one of the encouraging findings is that the same is true of problem gambling treatment, which has really come a long way since we first started studying Australian gambling patterns nearly 2 decades ago.
Andrea, take us through some of those positive pathways out of the addiction here in Australia.
Sure. People who are engaging in both, in some combination of a formal treatment and a fellowship, so formal treatment with a licensed therapist to work through the causes and triggers and other kinds of external factors that keep people gambling, and then a fellowship to be with other people who share the same experiences. And that's really critical, is that it's very, very isolating to have these addictions, especially within a culture where a lot of people can gamble recreationally. For someone who has a gambling problem, they feel very isolated. So being with other people who share those same experiences, and knowing that you're not alone, and knowing that other people have successfully quit gambling or reduced gambling in their lives, really makes a big difference.
Bo, you looked in particular at the effectiveness or not of responsible gambling advertisements in Australia. Australians would be very familiar with these ads. Based on what you found, do they work, or they're not perhaps that effective as they should be?
I think sometimes we think about responsible gaming as something that goes to the masses. And often the folks that we interviewed suggested that these weren't terribly effective for individuals who are in the throes of an addiction. They're good from a broad awareness perspective, but people who develop a gambling problem need something more acute. They need a safety net that's more directly directed at them. And so that was one of our findings, was that folks weren't particularly impressed by the broad scale responsible gaming programming, but rather were very grateful for a treatment center that ended up helping get them out of the throes of their addiction.
Fascinating research. Congratulations to both of you, Bo, Andrea, and thank you for joining us on News Breakfast this morning.
Thank you.